students, I hope all are safe at home. In previous class we had seen about the poem which is Beauty, and it is a very beautiful poem we had seen in the last class. In the today's class we are going to see the new chapter which is called Chapter.C.V.Raman. Are you ready with your textbooks? Yes. Before starting our class, I am going to give you a small activity. It is for your assignment. You have to do it. Okay? See? Take down your textbooks. See children. See here we have a pictures of some scientists. You have to find out their name and their discoveries. Can you see it? Yes. This is your assignment. You have to find out the scientist's name and their inventions. Okay? Yes. Now let's start the lesson. Before starting the lesson, I am going to read out the lesson. All of you listen it carefully. Ready? Sir C.V. Raman. Sir C.V. Raman was a great scientist. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for his work on scattering of light and his discovery of the effect of light rays. Raman effect. The government gifted him 25 acres of land to carry out further research work. The Raman Institute was the dream child of Sir C.V. Raman. Sir C.V. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 in Trichy. He was the son of Chandrasekhara Iyer and Parvati Ammal. Chandrasekhara Iyer was a professor of physics at Hindu College, Visakhapatnam. Raman studied there at the Hindu College High School. He was very much interested in science from his boyhood days. Even as a boy, he had made a model of dynamic during his school days. He borrowed science books from college students and read them. Thus, from his early days, he showed great interest in science. Unfortunately, he used to fall sick every now and then, and he was not able to attend school regularly. In spite of his poor health, he got first class in his matriculation examination when he was only a boy of 12. He passed the intermediate examination from Hindu College and joined Presidency College, Madras for his BA. His relatives wanted him to give up science and take history and economics as a special subject for BA. Since Raman had made up his mind to study science, he took physics. He passed his BA, securing the first rank and a number of prizes. He passed his MA Physics in January 1907. After his MA, Raman wanted to go to United Kingdom for higher studies in science. But his health broke down again and he could not go. This was the greatest disappointment in his life. His relatives asked him to give up his studies of science and take a competitive examinations in Calcutta in history and economics. Raman did so and got along well with his new subjects. He got the first place in competitive examinations and was appointed Deputy Accountant General in 1907 at Calcutta. His relatives perhaps felt happy to see that Raman has settled down well in life, but Raman was not happy. How could a scientist like Raman put up with a life of a Deputy Accountant General? He felt like a fish out of water in his new post. But he still had hopes of becoming a scientist and was waiting for an opportunity. I'll stop here. Have you all observed it? Yes. You have to read it after the completion of the class. Now let's go into the lesson. Sir C.V. Raman was a great scientist and he was awarded the Nobel Prize for his work on scattering of light. So about whom we are going to see in the today's lesson? Yes, today we are going to see about Sir C.V. Raman. What he discovered and what are the things, for what the thing he had got awarded the Nobel Prize? Yes, the scattering of light. Scattering of light. Scattering of light. For this invention, he won Nobel Prize. Who had won Nobel Prize? Yes, Sir C.V. Raman had invented scattering of light. For this, he had won a Nobel Prize. The government gifted him 25 acres of land to carry out further research work. Raman Institute was a dream child of Sir C.V. Raman. So, what C.V. Raman did? Sir C.V. Raman discovered scattering of light. For this, he had won Nobel Prize also. After giving Nobel Prize, government has gifted him 25 acres of land to continue the research work. Sir C.V. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 in Trichy. When did C.V. Raman born? C.V. Raman was born on November 7, 1888. Place Trichy. He was the son of Chandrasekhara Iyer and Parvati Amman. So, who is his father? His father is Chandrasekhara Iyer and mother Parvati Amman. So, Sir C.V. Raman was born in November 7, 1888. Place is Trichy. Father name is Chandrasekhara Iyer and mother is Parvati Amman. Chandrasekhara Iyer was a professor of physics at Hindu College, Visakhapatnam. So, Sir C.V. Raman's father Chandrasekhara Iyer is a professor of physics at Hindu College, Visakhapatnam. So, Chandrasekhara Iyer was a professor. He was a professor for the subject of physics at Hindu College in Visakhapatnam. Raman studied there at Hindu College High School. So he did his high school in the Hindu College. He was very much interested in science in his boyhood. So Sir C.V. Raman's favorite subject is what? Yes, his favorite subject is science, and he was very much interested from the childhood and also a boyhood. Since he was in the when he was in the small age only, Sir C.V. Raman was very interested in science subject. Even as a boy, he made a model of dynamic. So, dynamo. So, what is the model he did? He did the model of dynamo. When he did it? When he was in a boyhood age. He did a model. What is the model? He made the model of dynamo. During his school days, he borrowed science books from college students and read them. So what Sir C.V. Raman did, as though he was very interested in science, he borrowed textbooks from the college students and he used to read the books. Why he read the books? Because he was very interested in science. Unfortunately, he used to fall sick every now and then and he was not able to attend school regularly. As though Sir C.V. Raman was very interested in science, he cannot attend the school regularly because he used to fall often sick. He will be often sick with one of the any other problem, sickness. So he cannot attend the school regularly. In spite of his poor health, he got first class in his matriculation examination. Excuse me. He got a first class in matriculation examination. So he writes an examination. Even though he is very poor in his health, he has written an exam. This is the exam, matriculation exam, and he has got the first class when he was in the age of 12. He passed the intermediate examination from Hindu College. So he passed the intermediate examination from Hindu College and then later on joined to the Presidency College, Madras for BA. His relatives, so what he did after completing the matriculation examination, then he took an intermediate examination from Hindu College and later on joined to the Presidency College in Madras for his BA. His relatives wanted him to give up science and take history and economics for a special as a special subject for BA. So what their relatives, they told him not to take science and he has to take only history and economics, because in BA history and economics will be the main part of the course. So they wanted Sir C.V. Raman to take history and economics. Since Raman had made up his mind to study science, he took physics. But then to Sir C.V. Raman, he did not listen. His mind was telling that to do science. So he took physics. He passed his BA. Excuse me. He passed his BA, securing the first rank. So he had done BA and he had won first rank in the BA and had a number of prizes. But then too his mind was saying to take science. Then he passed his MA Physics in January 1907. So after MA what he did? He did MA Physics. In BA what he did? Yes, in BA he did History and Economics. As though he was not interested in arts, but then too he had secured first rank in BA History and Economics. Then later on, he continued with MA Physics. After his MA, Raman wanted to go to United Kingdom for his higher studies in science. After completing MA Physics, he wanted to go for United Kingdom to continue his further studies in science. But his health broke down again. So again what happened? Again he was very sick and he was not able to go to United Kingdom. This was the greatest disappointment in his life. He wanted to, after completing MA Physics, he wanted to go for a higher studies for United Kingdom. But what happened? He was very sick. This was a very big disappointment in C.V. Raman's life. His relatives asked him to give up his studies of science and take competitive examination in Calcutta. What they said? C.V. Raman's relatives, what they said? You are not feeling well, you are often getting sick, so you better take an examination, competitive examination, and don't want to continue the further studies about science. Raman did so. So what Raman did? As though he was very sick, he was not able to go to United Kingdom, so he listened to his relatives' words. He took an competitive examination. Raman did so and got along well in his new subjects. So he got with new subject. He was very well in the new subjects. He got the first place in competitive examination. After MA Physics, he wanted to continue for higher studies, but he was very sick, so he cannot continue the studies. So later on, he took a competitive examination. So he took competitive examination and he got the first place in competitive examination and was appointed as Deputy Accountant General in 1907 at Calcutta. So what he had later on, what he happened? He became a Deputy Accountant. Later on, he became a Deputy Accountant General in Calcutta. His relatives perhaps felt happy to see that Raman was settled down well in life. So his relatives were also very happy because he had settled in his life as a Deputy Accountant General. But Raman was not happy. But what was the wish of Raman? He wanted to become a scientist. But he had become a Deputy Accountant General. He was not happy with this job. How could a scientist like Raman put up with the life of a Deputy Accountant General? How can he be a accountant? He felt like a fish out of water in his new post. So how he was feeling means, if the fish is taken from outside from the water, how does the fish will feel? Yes, the same feeling was C.V.Raman was also having in his new post. But he still had hopes of becoming a scientist and was waiting for an opportunity. But he did not leave his mind. He was waiting for a good opportunity to continue with becoming a scientist. Till here, I'll stop the lesson. Your assignment is page number 19. There we have C1. In the box, answer the following questions and share your responses with your partner. So, can you see the box here? Yes. So, there are 5 questions inside the box. You have to answer the 5 questions. This is your assignment. Let's continue the remaining part of the lesson in the next class. Thank you.